Hey there, and welcome back to another video. I'm coming at you from a weeknight shoot. Usually I film on the weekend during the day, but that didn't work out this weekend. I had to do work for my job this weekend and there were other priorities. Anyway, I didn't want to miss a week, so here I am. It's Monday night and my son is sleeping, so I'm going to try to keep my voice low key. This week we're actually going to be talking about bedtime. So it's actually kind of perfect that I ended up having to film this at bedtime. So anyway, I've mentioned in the past few videos that I've been not getting much sleep. Insomnia has been plaguing my life. It usually comes and goes, but it's been pretty consistent over the last month or so. And my anxiety in general, and even if I do get sleep, I have really bad nightmares. I don't know if some of you can relate to this. Man, it is getting really tough to just live out each day and do the most basic things like make food and plan meals and watch after my 1 year old and remember to give him a bath. It's just like things like that just get really difficult when your brain is just running on empty. So I wanted to talk about this because I know that even if you don't have anxiety and insomnia or whatever, if you just had a baby or you have a crazy toddler like mine who still wakes up twice every night, this video is for you. Or if you're a working work from home mom, or work from home in general, like for instance, tonight after this video, I actually need to get back on the computer and work because I'm transitioning to not having a babysitter anymore. I only work part-time now instead of full-time, so can't really afford a babysitter right now. It's not in the budget, so I'm having to work during his nap and I'm trying to work in the morning, but what's been happening is because I'm so tired, I don't wake up early enough. So I'm working a little bit during his nap and then I'm having to work again at night, which stinks. I'm trying to get used to this new schedule. It started last week and the goal is to work early in the morning and then work during his nap and then at night just enjoy the evening and maybe do some other things that are more enjoyable. Anyway, so you're catching me at a good time because I have my herbal tea. It's like a chamomile spearmint blend. Just got it. I like it. I just got out of the shower. It's my second shower of the day, even though my first shower was not that long ago. I showered it I don't know, in the afternoon sometime. No, late morning. But I just really felt like taking a hot shower and I'm wearing sweatpants and fuzzy socks and my favorite baggy I'm at Ellen t-shirt, which I got when I got to go see Ellen live, which was just a sidebar. She is my hero and being able to see her in person was one of the best gifts ever. So anyway, side note, my favorite t-shirt, wish I had 5 of these because it's so comfortable. So I guess get cozy. I hope you're cozy. Maybe you're watching this also right before bed. So this video is going to be about different things that I've been using and trying to help me get better sleep because I feel like waiting for this insomnia to go away, waiting for my anxiety to die down is just not happening, and I need sleep because I need to work and I need to function. So I figured I'd rather try something, and if it doesn't work, fine, but at least I tried and I'm on a quest to find things. So I'm going to share a list of things with you all of what I've been using and what has been helpful. They've all been helpful to varying degrees. I'm just still trying to create a habit of doing things every night, The first thing I wanted to share with you is magnesium powder. A good friend of mine who struggles sometimes with sleep says that this really helped her, so that's why I've ordered it. I ordered it on Amazon. I will link it down below. It's like 15 bucks for a good sized container. You basically put a teaspoon of it in some water, sometimes in some tea. It'll make your tea taste a little bit different though, so sometimes I'll just drink my tea separately and then put the magnesium powder in some water and I just gulp it down. It really helps relax me. I mean, it's not like a medication. It's not going to knock you out, but magnesium, I mean, if you do the research, it's shown to reduce levels of cortisol being the stress hormone, and that, alone helps you relax and calm down. It also helps relax your muscles. So magnesium powder, I would say, sure, ask your doctor if you're worried about it, but it really is harmless. It's just a little bit of magnesium powder, really calms you down. For me, I've just incorporated it into my nightly routine. I don't not use the magnesium powder. I find that it really helps my brain to kind of slow down. My brain likes to run at 1 million miles a minute. My brain's always multitasking, whether I like it or not. I'll wake up at 4 in the morning and I'll be multitasking in my head. It's so irritating. So magnesium powder, again, I'll link it down below so you can take a look at it. Another thing that I recommend, which I just did, is taking a hot shower. Even if you've already taken a shower that day, sometimes my muscles are really tight and I'm just feeling really ugh, I don't know how else to describe it. And just taking a quick hot shower is one of the nicest things that I can do before bed. It just calms me down, relaxes me, and honestly gives me some alone time. I feel like sometimes I'm either always with my kid, I'm always with my husband, I'm always with my brother. It's not that I don't love these people, but it's like I'm always, I mean, I don't know if you other moms can relate. It's like you're always kind of touched out, like over touched or over, and I love, one of my love languages is physical touch. So it just mean like I'm always surrounded by people and you're always like giving and you don't take time to fill yourself up again. And strangely enough, being in the shower, it's like being in the bathroom, it's like my one place to be alone, and I just take that 5 and 10 minutes to take that hot shower, moisturize my skin, moisturize my hair, and just relax. Which brings me to my next point, which is using some sort of essential oil or essential oil infused lotion. I have this lavender vanilla lotion I've been using, which I've really been loving. And if I have a headache, I have lavender oil that I just like put a little bit on my temples, which I don't even know. I heard people say you're supposed to put like a little bit in some water or whatever. I just put it straight on my temples and it helps to calm me down. Just the scent of it helps relax me. So if you don't have something already, any store carries it. You can go to like a Sprouts or a Whole Foods or a Bath and Body Works and you'll find a lavender lotion or some sort of, eucalyptus or some sort of calming essential oil or lotion that you can use. If you do get a straight up essential oil, make sure you're reading the instructions because you have to use very, very little of that. You can't lather it on like coconut oil. But yeah, that's another really good tip that I found has really helped me kind of calm down. Like even if I've already showered during the day and I'm going straight to bed, I'll just take some of that lavender lotion and I'll just rub it on my hands, maybe around my neck, maybe on my like arms so I can smell it. But yeah, that's been really helpful as well. Another thing which I'm already doing and I already told you is drinking hot tea. I mean, I know people always talk about it and you see those cute pictures of tea on Instagram, but I never was a regular tea drinker. I mean, in general, I'm all about doing things super efficiently and super fast and not really taking the time to enjoy things. And I think that's part of the problem. Like, getting ready for bed shouldn't be me closing my laptop and then crawling into bed with, some makeup on or, just not really taking the time to unwind. When I really feel uptight, or felt uptight, I've tried doing like a little bit of whiskey or a little bit of wine, and it just didn't really, I know it works for some people, but it didn't really calm me down. So even though I'm not a regular tea drinker, I'm kind of forcing myself to be because I'm finding that herbal tea relaxes me, at least internally. Like if my stomach's hurting maybe from dinner or whatever, drinking that hot tea like just calms everything down. So highly recommend tea. I actually now I'm becoming a little obsessed with collecting different teas, and I have more non-caffeinated teas than I have caffeinated, which for me is crazy. That's how obsessed I am becoming with getting a good night's rest. I am trying everything and I'm sharing with you everything right now as I'm starting it, just things that I found that I've helped. But again, I'm still forming a regular routine and maybe we'll check back in a month and I'll share with you how things are going. The next thing that I wanted to share with you is listening to calming music. I've become very accustomed to, if I have spare time, I turn Netflix on and I'm engaged watching some sort of show. And I didn't realize how amazing music is. I mean I've known it, but I feel like I've forgotten it in the light of Netflix coming around the last few years. Holy cow, it's so nice to listen to music because you don't have to look at a screen. You don't have to pay attention every moment because you're not worried about missing what did that character say or where are we at in the story. It's just the music's on in the background and it's affecting your mood and it's affecting your brain, and it's so nice. So one of the things that I've discovered kind of late in the game is Spotify. For some reason I was still using a bunch of other things, but finally using Spotify more often. And I love it because if you go on Spotify at night, they'll literally recommend you playlists that are for relax evening vibes or deep sleep radio or just all these different playlists, and you just click on it, or you can go to genre or mood and select the mood and just let the playlist play. Maybe you'll discover some new songs. That has been really great to just set the mood for the evening, calm things down a little bit. I mean, even if you're in my shoes where you still have to get back on the computer and work, at least you're not feeling that intensity like I usually do during the day. It just kind of, you're letting your body know, hey, it's almost bedtime. It's time to start unwinding and relaxing. The next thing that I wanted to bring up, which may seem obvious, is yoga and or meditation. I suck at sitting still, and yoga has always been really tough for me, just sitting still, and I still don't understand the whole connecting with your breath and just listening to your breath. However, there's no denying that forcing yourself to take the time to sit still and breathe is seriously helpful. I mean, it's relaxing, it's calming, and please don't get me wrong, I don't do this like on my own, like roll out my mat and light my candles and do yoga and namaste and all that. I go on YouTube, and I'll actually link this person down below, this yogi. Her channel is called Yoga with Adriene, and I love her. Like, she's not wearing all these like yoga clothes and this like, all that stuff that makes you feel like, oh, to do yoga you need to look like this and do this. It's like she's wearing like literally like sweatpants and a massive t-shirt, and she's like, let's get ready for bed together. This is my 10-minute yoga rinse like before bed. And it's just like really simple, really easy. I just follow along with her. One of the things I've been doing to make sure I don't forget to do yoga and even meditation, she had like a 5-minute meditation where it was like lying down, and she just like talked to you about like, let go of all that's not serving you, all the things that didn't go your way today, release them, all the things that, blessed you today. Let's take a moment to be grateful for them. Like, just someone helping you to be aware and helping you to be thoughtful. So that's how I go about meditation and yoga. I, turn it on my computer or on my phone, and I just listen. And again, this is like at 9:30, like, or 9 after my son's gone to bed. So I can really just have this time to reflect, relax, and just breathe, because I feel like all day I'm just running and hustling, and that's just my life right now. Like, I'm working and momming full time, and that's just the way it is. And so I'm trying to find a way to still unwind and have a little bit of time for myself, instead of having this attitude that, well, I'm hustling all the time, I don't have time for me. And it's like, if I'm really being honest, there is some time for me. It's not that much, but there's time, and I want to maximize it and not just turn on Netflix, because that is definitely it's not been helping. So I'm trying to change things, and I'm trying to share with you what I'm doing to change and to help my sleep, and hopefully help your sleep as well. So I'll link Yoga with Adriene down below. Like I said, very, very helpful. She has yoga, different kind of yoga, all different lengths. On that note, I also sometimes like to exercise at night. I try to do this more before dinner, like at 5:30, so that I'm not super hyped up before bed. But a channel that I like to follow on YouTube is called Pop Sugar Fitness, and I love them because they have different trainers, and they have different kinds of exercise and different lengths. So sometimes I'll do a 10-minute workout, or sometimes a 30-minute, or sometimes a 15-minute, all kinds of lengths, cardio, strength, and all different trainers. So if you get sick of one person, you can go to another one. And I love doing this because you all know that exercise gives you lots of endorphins. And I mean, I am the queen of making excuses to not exercise, but I started to exercise actually a week and a half ago, when I felt a panic attack coming on, because again, I haven't been sleeping, and it's like it just starts to get to you, and it's like your brain feels like it's eating itself. Like, I'm not kidding. I mean, that's how bad it was getting. And so my husband came home. I felt the panic attack was coming on. I just told him, like, please watch Charlie. And I didn't care how I was feeling. I just went into my room, put some exercise shorts on, turned on Pop Sugar Fitness, turned on, I think it was a 30-minute cardio workout. I haven't done cardio, I don't even remember, before I was pregnant, which was a long time ago. So it was really challenging. After 15 minutes of the cardio workout, it's 30 minutes long, I was like dying. I thought it was over, but it wasn't. And I just kept expending myself. And it's actually really good for you. Like, if you're feeling a panic attack coming on, if your anxiety is really taking over, or even if your depression is, don't think about it. Just turn on the workout. I didn't even put on shoes. I don't even want to think about, where are my socks? Where are my shoes? I just put some shorts on, and I turned it on and started doing it. And the best thing about doing workouts, especially if you haven't worked out in a long time, is when you're pushing yourself so hard physically, your brain has to focus on what your body is doing. And so my brain let go of whatever the heck was stressing it out, and I could just be present in that moment of that physical stress. And it was actually really nice. It was like I got a break, and I felt so proud of myself after. I felt so proud, and I had all this energy, and I felt positive, and I just felt happy. The endorphins are crazy. Like, I was like, man, what the heck? Why don't I exercise all the time? It was like so nice. And I mean, I haven't worked out every day since then, but I've worked out a lot more since then than I have in like years. So Pop Sugar Fitness, check it out. I'll link it down below. Again, all the people that I bring up in this video, not sponsored. There's no incentive for me to bring them up. I'm bringing them up because these people have personally helped me, and I think that if they can help you, then thank goodness. Like, that's the whole point of this, as you all know. Another thing that has really helped me is ASMR. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it stands for autonomous I don't even remember what it stands for, and I read it like 3 times before this video. Look it up, ASMR, it'll pop up. I'll link a description of it, like a Wikipedia link for it below. But I stumbled across this by accident. I was watching a video in my Facebook feed of someone getting a massage, and I immediately started feeling this weird tingling all in my head. And I remember feeling that like when I was a kid, when someone would be typing, I would just feel super relaxed. Apparently this is a thing. Some people, not everybody, but some people experience this involuntary tingling sensation in their head and in their neck. And sometimes it even makes them feel a little bit like positive. It makes them feel calm. The internet describes it as like a semi like euphoric sensation. So there are YouTube channels where people just they literally have mics, special mics, and say certain things, and you know, like they'll use makeup brushes to brush the mic, or they'll use or they'll type, or there's people who do all sorts of videos to help stimulate ASMR for people to help them sleep. And so that's how I discovered it. So I started looking up like tingling sensation. Like I started researching it, and basically all these YouTube people started coming up who do ASMR. So I'll link my 2 favorite. One of them is Gentle Whispers ASMR and Whispers Red ASMR. Those 2 ladies, when I'm stressed out, I put make sure you're wearing earphones when you listen to it, and sometimes looking at it helps as well. One of my favorite ASMRs is when this one lady, she has the mic on a hairbrush, and she just brushes this person's hair for 30 minutes. And that calms me down so much. And I know some of you are probably thinking I'm a total freak. When I watched an ASMR video at first, I was weirded out. I was like, what the heck is this? My husband's still weirded out by it. He doesn't experience ASMR. But oh my gosh, if you're freaking out, you're having a panic attack, turn it on. Put your earphones in, put a blanket on, and just calm down. It really, really helps. So ASMR. Okay, just 2 more things. Number 1 is going to bed at a very consistent time. So again, I have been struggling with this because of work priorities and things like that, but I'm working toward a schedule, because for me, I mean, in general, there's science backed on, if you read any of those New Year blogs about success coaches saying one of the things you should do this year to help you be successful is go to bed at the same time and wake up at the same time every day, because it really does help it takes anything that you can do to take the brain power out of making a decision, the better. And when you're trying to get ready for bed, the last thing you want to be thinking about is, should I go to bed now, or should I watch one more episode? Should I go to bed now, or should I just check some emails? You should have a deal with yourself that there is a time that you go to bed every single night. For me, I'm trying to make it 10 o'clock, because then it's time to close down whatever you're doing. It's time to go brush, floss, shower, yoga, stretch, whatever it is that you're going to be doing, and honor that commitment to yourself, because then by building the habit over time, your body will just naturally start relaxing and calming down, because you've trained yourself that this is unwind time. So try to do that. One of the things that I've started to do, which is really helping me, and again, I'm hoping to commit more to it after I get a better schedule with work, is setting literally in my Google Calendar app or whatever calendar app you have, at 9 o'clock every night, I have an alert that comes up that says time for bed or get ready for bed, so that I'm reminded. And I recently there's these 2 really successful people I follow on YouTube. It's Alex Icon and Mimi Icon. They're fantastic. I'll link their channels as well. But I was watching their nighttime routine video, and they're really successful people. So I was like, I wonder what these successful people do every night. And one of the things they say they do is they have an alarm that comes on every single night at the same time to remind them to go to bed, because they're entrepreneurs. They're always hustling. They always have things to do, but they need to get rest in order to really give it their best the next day. So I thought that was brilliant. And so what I've been doing is at 9 o'clock, a calendar reminder will pop up in my phone, because I always have my phone on me, and I have a link to the yoga video that I want to do. So it pops up, there's the link. I'm reminded, all right, turn everything else off, TV off, grab my mat, click on the link, and then Yoga with Adrienne's playing, and I'm doing yoga for 10 minutes, and it just sets the tone, and it starts my evening that way. So That's really helpful. So if you're like me and you really struggle with knowing what time it is and you're getting absorbed in a show, that Netflix episode can wait. I mean, if it was Stranger Things, it'd be tough, but even Stranger Things can wait. It'll be there tomorrow. You need to get your rest. So definitely recommend using your phone for something good, like setting an alarm to remind yourself to go to bed, linking in the YouTube video so that you don't have to find it. Again, trying to take out the energy that it takes to think about, okay, what do I need to do again? I don't remember. Like, it's right there in front of you, so you have to do the yoga. Like, you can't miss it. The next thing that I wanted to bring up, the last thing is, if you're a spiritual person, taking time to pray. Praying has been something that I go in and out of. I've not really been super consistent at it for a while, just from my own spiritual journey and just going through some things. But even if it's just a quick prayer that's just like, thank you, Lord, for our health. And I just feel like a lot of times I can be really pessimistic with, like, when my anxiety and depression really take over. They try to tell me that, like, life isn't as good as it really is. And we're just so fortunate. Like, I'm just so fortunate to live in a country where I can speak my mind. I'm so fortunate to have the opportunity to speak to all of you on YouTube and to have the equipment to do that. I'm so fortunate to be working from home. I'm so lucky to have such a beautiful child and such a wonderful husband and to live in a beautiful state and just all of these things. And that leads me to then my next point, that not only should you be thanking God for these things if you're spiritual, or if you just want to just be grateful for it in general, or if you want to do a gratitude journal. I like to do that as well, where I just every night or every morning, I've been doing it every morning now, you write down like 3 things that you're most grateful for. And I love doing that. I started to do it in the morning, but when I did it at night, actually, I went through my day looking for things that I'm going to write down, and challenge yourself for it to be like something different every night. And your brain will start to rewire itself to look for the good in your day. And I mean, there's tons of psychology studies and research done on this, that you can rewire your brain to be more optimistic. So if you're someone who struggles, especially with like mental illness, this is a really good habit to build, because as the depression is trying to tell you that life is miserable, you are still taking the action. I'm not saying it's going to change you. I'm not saying it's going to cure you, but it's just, for me, I hate having things control me. And, sometimes my mental illnesses, they feel like they control me. Sometimes they kind of do. And I still want to have something in me that says, no, I am myself. I can choose to still focus on the good, even when my depression is trying to get me down. I can choose to make an effort to take a shower and use essential oils and drink hot tea and stretch and meditate, even if my anxiety is trying to give me a panic attack. I am going to take the freaking action that I need to help take care of myself, even if these things are trying to harm me. It's like, no, we can't remove some of these things that we've been dealt. And my goal is to help myself and help you try to take some ownership back. Like, to try not to let, because I honestly feel that the more we just sit back and let depression and anxiety and whatever mental illness or insomnia take over and drive our lives, they will drive our lives. They will knock us out of the car, and we will have to just sit there and watch them do whatever the heck they want. I don't even know why I'm using this analogy, but that's how it feels like to me. And taking the time to unwind for bed, whether or not I feel like it and whether or not it really works, is me trying to keep some of that control in a healthy way, healthy, positive control. So those are all the tips. Again, I'm going to share with you in a month like how things are going. I also wanted to add that if you really struggle with mental illness or insomnia on a regular basis, you should definitely go see a psychologist or therapist or a psychiatrist who can prescribe you medication. A lot of people do use medication to help them sleep, and there's nothing wrong with that, because what matters at the end of the day is that you are healthy. Sleep is so important, not just for your own overall like mental and emotional well-being, but physically. It's how a lot of our organs repair. It's how a lot of our cells repair themselves. I think I read this article that the World Health Organization is now calling sleep deprivation a carcinogen, because there's this crazy percentage that people who don't get good sleep like have a higher risk of cancer. And I mean, that makes sense. If cancer is like some of your cells or parts of your body like not doing what it's supposed to do, it's because you're not taking the time to sleep and get quality rest so that your body can heal itself every day, because we put ourselves through a lot every single day, and we should give ourselves that time to rest, and try to have a better quality rest. Some of us have to try harder than others to really prepare ourselves for sleep, not just crawl into bed, after looking at our laptops, but really take the time to prepare for rest, whether it be turning off all screens at a certain hour so that your body and your brain can know, oh, it's nighttime, because we surround ourselves with so many lights that we trick our brains think that it's like daytime. I mean, that's like the whole natural circadian rhythm thing. I mean, you can research a lot of this stuff. I'm still diving into it, and I'm going to keep sharing stuff with you as I find it out, and keep sharing stuff with you that works for me. But overall, I just hope that this video helped. If you're struggling with insomnia and all that kind of stuff, I am so sorry. My heart goes out to you. I'm totally with you. It sucks, especially if you have like small children or a child and you finally get them to go to sleep and then you're lying there for hours and you can't go to sleep even though you are exhausted. I don't know why it is like that, but let's just try to help each other to take some time for ourselves every evening to really unwind and to find what works for us. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. I am wishing you the sweetest of dreams and the best of sleep. I know it sounds cheesy, but I really do. I mean, it would be nice to just dream of sweet things and not nightmares, and to wake up feeling refreshed. So thank you all so much. Next week, I'll be talking about my psychologist appointment that I'm having tomorrow. And I really appreciate you all watching this video and being with me on this journey. I mean, last week after I posted that video about negotiating a raise, I got all this great feedback and so many great comments. And every week